Whether you enjoy a good drink or not, you have to admit that some alcoholic drink brands sure have had some fantastic furry mascots. And whilst these days many have been toned down or banished to the shadow realm altogether, often due to laws around marketing alcoholic drinks, they are still nonetheless just as iconic and well remembered. Hello, I'm Theadore Rabbit, and today myself and Theadore Rabbit thought we should pour ourselves a pint, shake up that martini, or even just grab a Pepsi and pay tribute to some of our favourite furry drinks mascots. Sun Country wine coolers were a drink rather popular in the 1980s. Made from a blend of fruit juice and wine, these drinks were somewhat popular in the US, often due to their high alcohol content, pleasing flavours, and reasonable price. However, following a change in tax laws in the late 80s, the cooler went out of fashion. But hey, you didn't come here to learn about alcohol tax laws, so we'll leave it at that. In the 80s, Sun Country threw quite a lot of money at marketing their drink brand, coming up with a polar bear mascot to help promote their drink. These polar bear commercials appeared in multiple formats, one of which was print, like this. Look, it's a bear, and he's playing tennis. Hilarious. And most notably, and probably memorable for most people, was the series of TV commercials that followed, featuring famous celebrity names, all dressed up as a rather furry mascot. Let's check one out.
This is the tale of the Sun Country Kid. Rode into town on a horse he called Sid. Bought Sun Country wine coolers for one and all. Said, drinks are on me. Go on, have a ball. Sun Country's made from juice that's all real and premium wine for refreshing appeal. One sip and you'll know my story is true. Because when has this bear ever lied to you? Sun Country, say give me the real juice cooler. So ask for Sun Country. It's fun, never stuffy. And you can take that from a bear named Duffy.
Celebrities featured in these adverts included Vincent Price, Grace Jones, music group The Tops, and Donna Mills. In each advert, the polar bear at the end would, somewhat controversially, ruin the magic and take off their head, and then make a quip about the drink or the fursuit. Apparently, these ads were quite popular too, not just with the public, but also with the celebrities starring in them. According to an article that I found in the New York Times from around the time of the campaign, apparently the phone had been ringing off the hook with celebrity agents calling, asking for their client to be featured in the commercials. Sadly though, for whatever reason, this mascot didn't stick around for that long, and by the late 80s, the polar bear was gone, replaced with Ringo Starr promoting the product. Fondly remembered, and very furry, from myself at least. Anyway, Sun Country wine cooler commercials of the 80s are easily one of my favourite furry drink mascots.
Old Speckled Hen is a premium bitter brewed in Oxfordshire since 1979. Taking its name from the old MG car, the beer largely targeted itself towards older, more mature audiences at first. As part of the promotional material for their product, a fox mascot named Henry was created, and he promoted the bitter through various comic strip style adverts, always coming across as very clued in and very dapper. However, in 2004 he received a total rebrand and marketing began targeting a younger and lightly furrier demographic, and the cartoons were left behind for something a bit more live action. Tied heavily to UK comedy TV channel Dave, these adverts depicted Henry as a fox superimposed into various situations, with some accompanying quick wit like this.
Yeah, it's different, but it's not a hen.
Old Speckled Hen sponsors Primetime.
This campaign was hugely successful for the brand, leading to some massive rise in sales, and just a few years later, Henry returned. Now a more furrier and looking like something straight out of the TV series Mongrels.
Now, we Brits have some strange customs, but it strikes me as odd that at Easter we search for chocolate eggs hidden by a giant bunny. Well, I prefer the usual to the unusual, so I'll skip the eggs and go straight for the hen. Cheers, big ears. Seek out something different. Old Speckled Hen.
Hey Shadow, did you pick this advert deliberately?
Yes.
Now these adverts carried on for some years, In a somewhat weird crossover promotion, Henry the Fox even wrote a column in the UK newspapers The Guardian, The Independent, and The Times. Whilst I can't find any of these articles online, according to marketing website The Drum, the articles were topical, offering a slightly different and written in a British eccentric tone. There was also some very interesting looking print adverts accompanying these too. And for the best news about this mascot for all of you fox furs out there, or fans of foxes in general, is that unlike the other mascots in this list today, Henry is still going strong and has recently come back to a new animated format, notably in some promotional adverts being screened in the London Underground. Whilst I can't agree with Henry's opinions on the Easter Bunny, I can certainly agree that he makes for one fantastic beer mascot.
From the land of sky blue waters comes possibly the most famous mascot on this list, let alone the longest lasting, the Hamm Bear. Yay bears! You saw that coming, didn't you? Let's face it. Introduced way back in 1953, the Hamm Bear was the first animated mascot for any beer brand, and his first design was drawn on the back of a napkin over dinner at a restaurant. They had lasagna. Don't ask me how I know that. This slightly accident-prone bear quickly became popular and had a wide range of merchandise created for him, including beer glasses, as you'd expect, t-shirts, and novelty clocks. In 1965, a report by the Audit Research Bureau, wow, that sounds like a fun place, found that Hamm's beer mascot was the best-liked advertisement. His TV appearances were also quite memorable too, immediately identifiable from the intro song From the Land of Sky Blue Waters, and the advert would usually then follow the bear getting into some kind of shenanigans, ending up with having a beer. Let's take a look.
From the land of sky blue waters, from the land of pines, refreshing.
Pour yourself an ice-cold Hamm's and enjoy the premium beer from the land of sky blue waters. Have a Hamm's. You deserve it.
Hamm's, beer refreshing. Hamm's, beer refreshing. Hamm's.
Sadly, Hamm's time eventually ran out by the 2000s, when Miller took over the brewing company, phasing him out due to the changing market attitude toward having animated characters in alcohol commercials. The legacy left behind, though, by Hamm Bear is noteworthy, with the ad campaign taking 75th place in the top ad campaigns of the 20th century, and Hamm Bear himself being included on the list of 150 most influential Minnesotans from the last 150 years by St. Paul Pioneer Press. Impressive.
Shadow seems to have given me all the English brands here today. I'm an American rabbit, goddammit. Anyway, where were we? So, Burlington's beer is a bitter from Manchester and can commonly be found in pubs, or bars where I come from, across the UK. Nicknamed the Cream of Manchester, this dark drink is certainly not for every furry's taste. However, their iconic advertising campaign most certainly is. Meet Graham the Burlingtons Cow. Introduced at the beginning of the millennium, this mascot achieved somewhat of a cult status, entertaining many but confusing others. In fact, some of the adverts found their way into the 20 worst ads of all time list, though a lot of this character's negativity focused around him replacing long-term spokeswoman Melanie Sykes. The adverts themselves were based around the theme of Graham the cow having a minor celebrity status and the experiences that come with, well, check this one out.
Easy, Tiger. Here, have your pint back.
Get it on, you cheeky cow. And you lot can clear off and all.
Other commercials in the series played along with parodying popular British TV shows at the time, such as something called Through the Keyhole, and him being interviewed by TV personalities. Along with these interestingly animated adverts, there was, as you'd expect, an extensive print campaign. And most interestingly, a board game produced. The board game saw the player moving a board trying to get rid of their cards by performing chat-up lines, trivia, and tongue twisters. Sounds like my idea of hell, to be honest with you. The mascot only lasted a very short while, 2 years to be exact, and was replaced by the very person who he originally replaced. And while the cow may not have been wildly popular with the public, he did have, and still has, somewhat of a cult following. And I suspect that cult being, well, mostly us furries, to be honest.
So there we go, those were some iconic Furry Drinks mascots. It's certainly interesting to see the range that is out there, and in fact there's a few that I didn't even include here, including the Woodpecker Cider Woodpecker and the Hofmeister Beer Bear, which you might have seen in last week's episode of Furry Commercials. What furry brand mascots do you like most? What category should we cover next? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, or consider supporting us on Patreon. There's a link in the description below. I'm Theadore Raccoon.
And I'm Theadore Rabbit.
And I'm off to get a drink.
It's 9 a.m.
It's 5 p.m. somewhere. Bye everyone.